My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is April 14, 2023. It is 2:07 a.m. I wasn't supposed to record anything today because I already did a recording yesterday afternoon after I finished edit whatever I was doing, and I had some time. So I was pretty much good. It's afterward there was some stuff that were going on Twitter. Samantha Markle's refiling of court document caught my attention. I posted on my community board, and while I was setting up, and I saw some more tweets, and I decided to put them on a list. So I'm gonna have two videos, one regarding the half-sister filing and the other one with whatever leftover tweets that I just saw. Okay, so let's go on Twitter. This is the first video. Okay, a complaint purportedly compiled by a professional attorney used the word impliedly. If nothing else, I hope Meghan's lawyer have a good laugh and get ready to file that anti-slap claim for reimbursement of legal costs and fees. Okay, so she retweeted herself. Within her tweet, there are a lot of filing court document. So I'm not sure if it's all of the documents, so we're gonna check them out, and then I'll come back out to read. You know what, let's read these so I don't have to come back out to read the comments. Okay, oh good lord, lol, I want her to get all the money. Okay, on the Daily Mail's dime, I'm guessing the complaint is embarrassing. It reads like some rent. It's insulting to legal process. The judge must be pissed. Okay, hope they subpoena those finding her. All roads lead to Kanoff, William, and Daily Fell. Yes, too funny. Me thanks. This is what happened when you don't lock up your company letterhead and anyone can do stuff with it. You don't lock up your letterhead, people. So anybody use your company letterhead. Okay, so now I'm within her retweet. Okay, so let's see here. Meghan Markle's half-sister filed an amended complaint in her defamation lawsuit. She's corrected quotes in her claim from the Oprah interview and added new claims from the Harry and Meghan docuseries. Wait. Harry and Meghan docuseries? But that came out, was it around December? But this filing was going on way before that. Can they do that? Can they put new things? Because the docuseries was not part of the original claim. Okay, but let's see here. The judge must be ruled on whether to dismiss without prejudice. Okay, so let's go into that, and then I'll come out to read some of the comments. There's a lot of comments under it. So let's, what is this? 31. So this is all. We are in April. So this is this one. Okay, let's go and do it. The link of this document will be in the description. So it looks like it's everything. This is what I was looking for when the judge made a ruling. Okay, I was looking for something like this so I could read everything. So you know, when people talking nonsense on Twitter, so I have an idea. All right, so pretty much I'm gonna go over everything for my own sake. All right, so this is the case number: Samantha Markle plaintiff, Meghan Markle defendant. Third amend, oh, that's the third one. Third amended complaint for damages. The plaintiff, Samantha M. Markle, hereinafter referred to as Samantha, by and through her undersigned counsel hereby, serves her third amended complaint for damages against the defendant, Meghan Markle, hereinafter referred to as Meghan, and alleged as follow. Jurisdiction and venue. 1. This court has jurisdiction pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1332 as there is diversity and the damages out in excess $75,000 exclusive of interest, costs, and attorney fees. But wait a second. The judge, the last time I read, okay, it was partial of the court document, but the judge sent her back to look at the point of view to make sure she get, in other words, see where there's defamation, because the judge did not see any defamation. So why is she talking about damages? Okay, so let's continue. Okay, venue is proper and that the cause of action occur in the middle of District of Florida. Okay. The parties. Samantha is a private citizen who is sui juris and is a citizen of Florida. 4. Meghan is a private American citizen who is sui juris and is a citizen of California. She is subject to personal jurisdiction in the state of Florida pursuant to Florida state. Okay, so there's the section here, as she has committed international torturous act within the state of Florida. What? Meghan has committed intentional torturous act within the state of Florida. Okay, now let's read. Prefatory statement. 5. Meghan is an American actress who achieved success and fame in her own right. However, as fate had it, she met and ultimately married Prince Harry, grandson of Queen Elizabeth of the British Empire and second son of King Charles III. 6. For reason of her own, Meghan distanced herself and denied familiarity or closeness to her family, including Samantha, who is Meghan's half-sister on the father's side. Oh Lord. 7. During their childhood, Meghan, so I guess this is the entire thing. Okay, during their childhood, Meghan was very close to her older sister despite the 70-year difference in age. So, well, this part somewhat have been, how do you call this? Somewhat, the judge already resolved this part. Okay. Samantha was more than a model to follow. She was also someone who regularly went with Thomas Markle as he drove Meghan to and from school and acting classes. Among many other things, Samantha helped Meghan with homework, took her on shopping trips to the local mall, and overall had a good to wonderful relationship with her younger sister. 8. Once Meghan started to have success as an actress, she no longer had time for her older sister, Samantha, and by 2016, the two had stopped visiting, though there were no bad feelings between them as far as Samantha knew. Okay, I'm just reading, okay, because many of us already know the story with her, even Samantha's daughter and her mother and all of that. Oh my God, sounds like a freaking kindergarten pre-K complaint here. 9. Unfortunately, once Meghan met and began dating Prince Harry, Meghan became hostile to Samantha as well as her half-brother and her father, and Meghan's relationship with Samantha became estranged. 10. The first sign of Meghan's hostility toward Samantha was in 2017, the year when Meghan announced her engagement to Prince Harry. Prior to their engagement, Samantha phoned her sister Meghan from time to time to talk and catch up with Meghan. The defining moment highlighting Meghan's unwarranted hostility toward Samantha occurred when Samantha called Meghan while Meghan was on a break from work at her home in Canada with her mother. When Samantha called Meghan, Meghan hung up the phone immediately upon hearing Samantha's voice. That was strange, as it had never happened before, and so Samantha called back right away and left a message. To this day, Meghan has never returned Samantha's phone call. Oh Lord. Following that surprising response to Samantha's phone call and continuing to the present, Meghan has belligerently attempted to malign Samantha as well as other family members, as it is Meghan's method to determine friendships rather than save them, and for her to become hostile.
Dear Michelle, you are so strong and so wonderful.
This letter is nearly 20 years old, and it's from Meghan Markle.
I am here if you ever need me. I love you, Meghan.
As it is Meghan's method to determine friendships rather than save them, and for her to become hostile.
It's fine. also we're all in Toronto where we film the show, so we become a little family. So really, I think we all sort of lean on each other. I don't have to balance two beautiful little girls like Sarah does, but she does it so well, and like I think we all just manage to support each other with whatever comes up.
I'll give you an example. I was working till 4:30 in the morning on a Friday night, and my husband was traveling for business. And on Saturday morning at 7:30, right about 20 minutes after the kids woke up, my front door bell rings, and it's Meghan with scones and Starbucks. And we turned on cartoons, and the girls were like, what is this amazing thing called a scone? And we let them eat them in bed and get crumbs everywhere. And it was just exactly what I needed, off in Toronto, and really, really delirious morning to have my friend show up and save me.
As it is Meghan's method to determine friendships rather than save them, and for her to become hostile.
Would I not do it? I mean, we're about to start filming season 4, and so I think, we're just so grateful that people have responded so well to the show, that if we're lucky enough to have 5, 6, 7 seasons, that these friendships that you see us develop on camera are really a reflection of how well we all get along off camera.
Yeah. And it's not just that cliche of, we're friends with everyone, but you actually are.
Not lying.
We actually really like each other. And it's funny, like I'm getting excited to go back. It's almost like going back to camp or like back to school night. So more fun to be had.
Well, the chemistry really shows on screen. I'm excited for the rest of season 3.
Yes.
And congratulations on everything, you guys.
Thank you.
On May 19, 2018, Meghan married Prince Harry at St. George Chapel. It sounds like a freaking fairy tale thing here. Something she just make up. My God. Okay, on May 19, 2018, Meghan married Prince Harry at St. George Chapel at Windsor Castle in the United Kingdom. Out of Meghan's entire immediate and extended family, only her mother, Doria Ragland, was formally invited to the wedding. We know why. The nonsense that was spewing leading to the wedding.
You are so strong and so wonderful.
This letter is nearly 20 years old, and it's from Meghan Markle.
I am here if you ever need me. I love you, Meghan.
Lean on each other. I don't have to balance two beautiful little girls like Sarah does, but she does it so well, and like I think we all just manage to support each other with whatever comes up.
I'll give you an example. I was working till 4:30 in the morning on a Friday night, and my husband was traveling for business. And on Saturday morning at 7:30, right about 20 minutes after the kids woke up, my front door bell rings, and it's Meghan with scones and Starbucks. And we turned on cartoons, and the girls were like, what is this amazing thing called a scone? And we let them eat them in bed and get crumbs everywhere. And it was just exactly what I needed.
That may have been one of the things that upset her. And of course, the photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who was with American Media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding.
Including the father. She tried to call the father to not talk to the tabloid. He didn't pick up the phone. We forgot all about that. Oh my God. 13. Meghan verbally invited Thomas Markle, the father of Samantha and Meghan, only to disinvite him shortly before the wedding. But the father wasn't even picking up. The whole plan was to mess up the wedding. We even know that. He even said that. Okay, 14. Prior to the wedding, Thomas Markle suffered 2 heart attacks and for obvious medical reason was not able to attend. Okay, I'm laughing because we know the story behind that. Meghan knew of his medical condition, and instead of showing grace and compassion, she effectively terminated her relationship with her father because she believed that he had attempted to gain publicity due to Meghan's engagement. All those appearances to those TV shows, was it Australia and the UK? But okay, let's continue. Around that time, the media discovered Samantha and began contacting her for interviews. Samantha accepted the request for interviews and made glowing and positive statements about her sister, Meghan, and her upcoming wedding. 16. During an interview, one of Samantha's statements was taken out of context and misconstrued. Samantha revealed that Meghan had not yet contacted her father, despite knowing that Thomas Markle recently suffered 2 heart attacks. Okay, 17. Samantha's misconstrued statement was apparently the tipping point of Meghan's relationship with Samantha. After the interview with Samantha, the press released numerous stories about how Samantha bashed Meghan when Samantha had simply expressed concern. But those things are recorded. I'm sure they have them somewhere. When Samantha had simply expressed concern for both her father and her sister, Meghan. However, once the issue was out in the public, Meghan became a relentless foe to her sister. 18. It was after the interview of Samantha that Meghan started her smear campaign. Meghan started her smear campaign? Where was Meghan smearing her name? Let me see. Let's just read. Oh my God. I'm saying that to myself. It was after the interview of Samantha that Meghan started her smear campaign, an ongoing deluge of distort facts and stories compiled with fake quotes about and by Samantha. 19. Meghan harbored resentment due to what she perceived to have been Samantha's intentional statement and the following up by the press. She responded to the fake quotes publicly. What? Who responded? Is it Meghan? Okay, she responded to the fake quote publicly through various media outlets. Meghan has never reached out to Samantha directly to discuss these matters, nor had Meghan taken any step to correct the lies which had been continuously spread about Samantha. What? How come I'm not aware about these? How many interviews Meghan have done? Okay, let's read. 20. Meghan knows and has known at all relevant times that her older sister Samantha suffers from muscular sclerosis, a debilitating disease exacerbated by stress. Nevertheless, she has not only made public statements vilifying and embarrassing Samantha, but she has encountered hatred of Samantha through a bot network which was caused great harm to Samantha. Factual background. 21. In September 2020, Meghan and her now husband, Prince Harry, signed a multi-year contract with Netflix for $135 million. Okay. 22. In October 2020, Meghan and her husband, Prince Harry, started their joint media production project, Archewell Production, a self-controlled media production company. Oprah Primetime Show. Okay, so this is where the judge sent her to fix. Okay, on March 7, 2021, Meghan and Prince Harry appear on an Oprah Winfrey Primetime special. Approximately 50 million people worldwide viewed this program, here and after referred to as The Interview. 24. During the interview, Meghan made 4 disparaging, hurtful, and false statements, insinuating that Samantha is a stranger, a liar, and a person who was only deceptive, fame-seeking imposter with avaricious intention toward Meghan. 25. To publicly refer to one's own flesh and blood as a stranger and attack the veracity of Samantha's recently written and released book was more than giving her opinion. The false statement insinuated that Samantha has concocted a fictitious story to reap some inappropriate reward from Meghan's fame. Okay. 26. In the interview, I feel sorry for the judge who's gonna read this nonsense. Again, I don't know how the original one looked like, what was saying, but my God, I'm already tired reading that, because I thought I was just gonna read the part where the judge sent her to look at the interview. Okay. In the interview, the interviewer asked Meghan about Samantha and Samantha's book. In direct response to the question, Meghan stated, "I think it's be very hard to tell, or when you don't know me. When you talk about betrayal, betrayal comes from someone that you have a relationship with, right? I don't feel comfortable talking about people that I really don't know." Interview, there's the timestamp on that interview. So this is the part where the judge sort of sent her to go and review again. And I think in the original filing, I think the quote was not mentioned, and I think the judge went to check it out herself. So the judge already know what's in the interview. But let's see. Okay. So this part here, this is the part where Samantha feel that Meghan somewhat hurt her internationally. But okay. Phew. Okay. 27. Yet Meghan supposed... So this is why she was giving all this background story here to lead to this. Okay, yet Meghan's supposed discomfort did not stop her from making 3 additional false and damaging statements in the interview about Samantha. Meghan stated, quote, "I grew up as an only child, which, quote, as everyone who grew up around me knows, and I wish I had a sibling." Interview, so this is the timestamp. Okay, she put the same thing. Okay, that's the same timestamp here. Okay, although taking as an isolated statement, one could misinterpret the only child statement as a statement of how Meghan felt. However, when put in context of the other statement about Samantha, this statement was a denial that Samantha played a part in her life and her upbringing. Whew. We know the parents were divorced at a young age, and when Meghan I think in the weekend she spent time with the father, and by that time the older siblings no longer there, and majority of the time during the week she spent most of her time with her mother. So anyway, and I think the judge sort of settled this part already, so I don't know there's anything. You can't really force someone to remember what you want them to remember. So whatever. Okay, as such statement impugn the character of Samantha by making Samantha appear to be a liar for profit. How is that? Even that statement doesn't really equate to this. By making Samantha appear to be a liar for profit and fame, this was especially true because Samantha had written a book which expressed the truth of their relationship. So in other words, she's saying Meghan better believe her truth, Samantha's truth, instead of Meghan's truth. Okay, the statement by Meghan set up to oft-spoken and oft-implied false accusation that Samantha is a liar who is fabricating stories about Meghan so that Samantha could become rich and famous off of Meghan's marriage to Prince Harry. Well, Piers Morgan sort of solved this in one of those, is it Extra or something? One of those TV shows, I don't remember which one. That Samantha is the one who's leeching off of Meghan. She even changed her name and all of that. I'll look for that particular thing. I'll put the audio.
Well, she had the audacity to say that this whole business with Thomas Markle, Meghan's father, and her father, obviously, was down to media vultures. You know, we had made him stage the pictures. We had made him take a big check from paparazzi. We had made him basically sell out his own daughter's wedding. And I immediately went, I'm not having that. I'm sorry. No. And actually, especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle so she can truly cash in on this. So I just found myself saying, actually, when it comes to vultures, you're the vulture. And she is. And I'm afraid Meghan's family is littered with people who have been appalling.
30. Using reductive logic, Meghan then degraded their relationship to the physical form, only stating, "The last time I saw her must have been at least 18, 19 years ago, and before that, 10 years before that." Interview, there's the timestamp. This was a false statement of fact. You can't really force somebody to remember. Whatever it is that they remember, it is what it is. Not an opinion, which again implied that Samantha was a liar and fame seeker because it ignored the multitude of phone conversation Meghan and Samantha had enjoyed throughout the years. So that's why she put all the stories behind. Those phone calls went both ways, and Meghan, well, you better bring receipt of those phone calls. All right, those phone calls went both ways, and Meghan often called Samantha for sisterly advice. Okay, those calls happened periodically throughout their pre-Prince Harry lives. Okay. As a follow-up question about the relationship between Samantha and Meghan, the interview asked, quote, "So you all weren't close? You then grew up together," end quote. There's the timestamp. That question gave Meghan the opportunity to state in a damaging and hurtful response, no. Again, Meghan attacked Samantha's veracity, calling into question on a world stage Samantha's own fond memories of the time spent together when they were both younger with their father, Thomas Markle, and his home where she was living at that time. Because some of the pictures that I saw when they were young, I don't know who sold those pictures to the tabloid, Meghan was a little girl. A little girl. So you cannot force Meghan to remember things. And when she said, what is it? I'm in 32, where she put the somewhat of average time. Okay, I think it was around here. The last time I saw her must have been at least 18, 19 years ago. And before that, 10 years before that. So Meghan giving a range of timing. So you cannot force her to remember things. And then some of the pictures that I saw online, I don't know if they still exist. I don't think I have them in my possession. Is that Meghan was a little girl. You see older people holding her. I don't know, but whatever. The final defamatory statement Meghan made during the interview was that Samantha changed her surname back to Markle when Meghan started dating Prince Harry. So that was Piers Morgan also stating that. And I think Meghan did say something about her changing her last name. But isn't that true though? Didn't she do that?
In an A Current Affair exclusive, Meghan Markle's sister, Samantha Grant, or Samantha Markle as she now prefers to be called, takes us inside their fractured relationship.
When Meghan started dating Prince Harry. So that was Piers Morgan.
Especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle so she can truly cash in on this. So I just found myself saying, actually, when it comes to vultures, you're the vulture. And she is. And I'm afraid Meghan's family is littered with people who have been appalling.
That statement was false and harmful because it was not the time that Samantha began to use her name Markle. By making that false statement as to the timing that Samantha started to use her maiden name, Meghan created an accusatory air of mendacity, ignoring the multitude of reasons a person like Samantha may change their name and when and why. In fact, Samantha changed her name. Well, we could look at timestamp if she did it legally or whatever. If she filed things in the court, this thing can be proven. The statement, quote, "She changed her last name back to Markle only when I started dating Harry, and so I think that says enough." Emphasize, added, interview, there's the timestamp, inferred that Samantha was nefariously using Meghan's last name to cash in on her sister's fame. The statement was not true. Well, this part here, what is it? I think it was Piers Morgan who sort of make reference to that.
Especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle. Especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle. So she can truly cash in on this. So I just found myself saying, actually, when it comes to vultures, you're the vulture. And she is. And I'm afraid Meghan's family is littered with people who have been appalling.
Oh my God, there's so much more to go. I'm on page 8 and there's like 20 pages. In fact, Samantha legally changed her name back to Markle in July of 2022, 5 years after Meghan started to date Harry, and after her relationship with Meghan fell apart. A greater significance, Samantha has used her family name Markle interchangeably all of her life. It is of importance that rather than interpreting each word said or each false set of words, it is important to look at the whole effect of all that was said in the interview together. According to Meghan, she was betrayed by Samantha, who Meghan claimed that she really did not know. Meghan always wanted a brother or sister, and the implication, if not the specific statement, was that Samantha was someone who Meghan did not know well enough to comment. There it is. Yeah, she didn't know her enough to comment. There you just give the reason why Meghan did not want to talk about you. There it is. You even said it here. The context of this statement by Meghan was that Samantha was falsely portraying that she was Meghan's sister, also that Samantha could gain wealth and fame pretending that she was Meghan's true sister. Samantha was being impliedly accused of being a charlatan. So when it comes to this part, you cannot sort of say this is what you think she said or what you think she probably implied in her statement. She literally said she's not going to talk about you because she doesn't know you enough. But you took it in your own way that this is what she mean. But somebody else might take it completely different. So in my view, I'm not a lawyer. This is my disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer. So you cannot say this is what you think she said. So she will have to say the word exactly as stated, where it is actually defamatory. Like for instance, in the Dominion kind of with Dominion and Fox News. Okay, so they caught them on audio, not caught, during the depot. All right, they literally knew that they were making false statement. So this is a fact. It is concrete. So Meghan's things is not concrete. She literally says she cannot talk about you because she doesn't know you enough, and you're even saying it. But for you, you said this is what it sort of meant to you. Okay, to her specifically, it implies. You cannot take certain part of the sentence and break it into different way. It will have to mean exactly what it says and what it means for the public to take it as what it is. So you cannot force someone to know you. Okay, so from childhood to a certain age, people change. They're not the same anymore. So Meghan not knowing you as an adult is it's possible. Okay, it's possible. And she's saying she doesn't know you as an adult. She didn't say it. There's another implication of me inserting my opinion in that. But Meghan literally said she doesn't know you for her to speak about you. So you cannot pick and choose. I don't know. This is why defamation is very difficult to prove in court. So she has a problem with that, I think, in my humble opinion. Okay, impliedly. Okay, Meghan used English is not my primary language, so who knows. Okay, Meghan used her station and access to popular platform to direct her hurtful, malicious, and untrue words toward tens of millions of people worldwide. This sort of make it seem like Meghan used the Oprah interview to focus on Samantha, when the thing was mostly about the tabloid. But okay, let's continue. None of Meghan's above statements were true, nor were they the mere opinion of an individual. They are statements used as a weapon to discredit and injure the reputation and pecuniary interests of Samantha. 38. The statement made in the interview are injurious and defamatory and harm and continue to harm Samantha emotionally, physically, and monetarily, and have caused hatred and threats against Samantha. That when she said monetarily, what is it? Was it one of those TV? I don't know if it's Australia or the UK, where they said one of the people said they need to bring back Samantha, and they said no, we're not gonna pay her. I think, how much did they say? $200 or something.
True, because remember, I know that was set up pack shots. But remember, he was filmed, the dad, getting measured for the suit, reading up about England. So if he wasn't invited, that doesn't even make sense. And I know the Paps set him up with that, but that was on the pretense that he was going to the wedding. So what she's saying doesn't add up.
Well, why don't we get her on next week? And for a rare interview.
We're not paying her $200 for an interview.
For the interview. But anyway, Netflix documentary series. Okay. On December 8, 2022, Netflix aired the first part of 6-part miniseries entitled Harry and Meghan, hereinafter referred to as a series, on its streaming platform. The series was a joint effort. So she's done with the Oprah interview. Now this one is a new part here, but this was not in the original original file. Okay. On December 8, 2022, Netflix aired the first part of the 6-part miniseries entitled Harry and Meghan, hereinafter referred to as the series, on its streaming platform. The series was a joint effort between Meghan's production company, Archewell Production, and Blackwell and Roth. The series was filmed, edited, and produced for Netflix under the direction of Meghan and Prince Harry. Okay. According to CBS News, just 6 days after its release, the series had received 28 million views by December 14, 2022. My God, she's really paying a lot of attention to Meghan stuff. The series became the most watched subscription TV show of the year. The series contains 6 episodes, and each episode has a runtime of almost 54 minutes and entails a collection of interviews with Meghan, Prince Harry, and a very select hand-picked group of their friends, family, and interests and participatory parties. During the 323 minutes of running time, the only members of Meghan's entire family that are interviewed are Meghan's mother, Doria Ragland, and Meghan's niece, Samantha's daughter, Ashley Hale. Oh God, this is why Meghan was protecting her. They didn't want her to be like at the wedding, because they didn't want the paparazzi to know about her. Now there's the mother using whatever. Let's move on. Okay, Meghan used the series as a platform to publish, promulgate, and distribute on a worldwide level malicious, hurtful, and damaging lies. What? Many of which were directed at Samantha. What? The 6-part mini docuseries mentions Samantha either directly or indirectly in 4 of 6 episodes. And why, my God, I'm already tired reading this. In the series, there are numerous isolated statements made about Samantha, as this series was produced and edited by Archewell Production, and all the statements were ultimately approved by and published by Meghan. Meghan published this statement. The series is disparaging and hurtful on its own, and the statements, when taken individually or collectively, weave a narrative of lies that Meghan hides behind an attempt to bolster her own false rag to riches, while actually discrediting her sister, calling her a liar, what? Fame seeker, and far worse, going so far as to publish statements which imply or state that Samantha is a racist. What? I watched the thing. I don't remember. But anyway, the defamatory statement made in the series episode 2 through 5 are restated below. The statement are either defamatory on their own or, when taken together, create an implication that Samantha is a liar, agent, provocateur, the one who is fabricating stories, and racist. The statement, Meghan said, quote, I was with my mom during the week, with my dad on weekends. Okay, so that's her recollection. And my dad lived alone. He had 2 adult children who had moved out of his house. Okay, there's the episode 2, there's the timestamp. And reality, Meghan lived with her father full-time. thank God Miss Dovey is alive. She could attest to that. Meghan lived with her father full time and visited her mother on some weekends. When Meghan was in junior high school, Samantha lived on the property and was always home. When Meghan came home from school, often she drove Meghan to school, accompanied her father when her father drove. After school, Samantha and Thomas Markle will help her with her homework, and he took Meghan shopping on weekends. And I remember Miss Dovia was saying how smart Meghan was, and some of the things Meghan's already knew. She then, I'm paraphrasing now, that Meghan knew, was smart enough to do some of the things herself. Okay, but let's continue. Meghan said, quote, "You're telling people you raised me." Series 1, episode 3, there's the timestamp. Meghan said this herself, and it is not true. Samantha never suggests that she raised Meghan. These false statements are incendiary to Meghan's fans who have harassed and threatened Samantha, who harassed, well, I don't follow her fan page, so I would not know if there was no screenshot coming on my timeline. These false statements are incendiary to Meghan's fans who have harassed and threatened Samantha due to this statement published by Meghan. What? Okay, I guess published meaning by the Netflix series. Okay, Meghan said, "I don't remember seeing her when I was a kid at my dad's house." There she is. She's saying she doesn't remember. You can't force her to remember. Okay, and if and when they will come around, series season 1, episode 3, that's the timestamp. In reality, Meghan was close to Samantha while she lived in her father's home, and there is no way that she could have forgotten it. You can't force Meghan to remember, considering that she continued to have memories of other issues at that time. She's like, you better remember my part. Christopher Bouzy, who worked for Bat Sentinel and was retained by Meghan for the series, and he's employed by Meghan, and the course of and scope of his retention, he said, and Meghan published, quote, "So this is not your everyday trolling. It's insane, and it was done by people who were just not the typical quote-unquote trolls. These are housewives. These are middle-aged Caucasian women creating just constant attack from go back to America to basically, why don't you die?" Samantha Markle was part of a group. She's quoting. Samantha Markle was part of the group that was putting out a lot of disinformation. Okay, there's 3. How can the half-sister of Meghan be part of a hate group? I don't know. That's something Bat Sentinel could prove. Perhaps the most troubling part of this is the number of British journalists interacting with and implying the hate and the lies. Okay, 5. For the main hate account, their primary motive is monetizing this stuff. Okay, 6. But the second account, it's all about hatred. 7. It's about, race. Okay, 8. So then there will be derogatory terms where they will use the N-word on tweets. Series season 1, and that's the timestamp. Okay, Prince Harry said, quote, "I think for people to really understand, when you plant a seed that is so hateful, what it can grow into." So why is she putting Prince Harry's quote here? Series season 1, episode 5, that's the timestamp. To Prince Harry's comment, alluding to the press and Samantha, Meghan said, quote, "You're making people want to kill me." Well, yeah, there's people coming at her door in Canada. Yes, and then with Harry's mother's experience, who's no longer alive, yeah. Yes. My goodness. It's not just tabloid. It's not just some story. You are making me scared. And there she is. She's telling you. Serious season 1, episode 5.
Want to kill me? It's not just a tabloid. It's not just some story. You are making me scared. Right? And like that night, to be up and down in the middle of the night, looking down my hallway, like, are we safe? Are the doors locked? Is security on? Is everything? That's real. Are my babies safe? And you've created it for what?
Oh my God, while I'm editing, it just hit me. And my humble opinion. Remember that video that I made where I literally spell out terrorists and the meaning of it and all the implication of everything that the tabloid have done based on the word terrorist? What I think just happened here, they threw this in as a Hail Mary to see what the court will do with that. So if there is an implication down the line or somewhere they could, they just want to know what the court will say if the court accept this to be, to go to trial. I can't believe this is doing this for them. Oh my God, this is my humble opinion. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. This is said in so many levels. To see this is what this is going. I just hope the court just toss it out and she could never call her to court, and then Meghan could go to work and get her back on this, because this is sad. This is sad in so many levels. Again, this is my humble opinion. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know what they're trying to do, but this is the way that I read it. Anyway, let's get back to the original recording. Okay, Christopher Buzzi added and Meghan published, Samantha had, quote, Samantha had her account suspended, end quote. And there's this. And then we actually sent Twitter a list because she had like 11 additional accounts. And yeah, we were baffled by this. Serious season 1, episode 5. That's the timestamp. In truth, Samantha originally had only the one original Twitter account, and she was not part of the spreading alleged misinformation. She's just here to clear her name. She was, however, the victim of hacking. Oh, she's blaming that on hacking. Okay, she was, however, the victim of hacking and individuals creating imposter account. As a result of the hacking and imposter account, she was forced to make her own other account when troll of Meghan literally took over her one original account. So which means Bad Sentinel was pretty much right. So this, so in my opinion, seemed to confirm what Buzzy was saying. Based on Johnny Depp's case, she will have to prove whose account took over hers, because there was a lot of forensic investigation specialists of all sorts of life on Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial for Johnny Depp to win. So if she's saying this is Meghan's troll account who took over her account, she's gonna have to prove that. So she cannot just throw things in the thin air to say it's Meghan's troll account. She will have to say whose account it is and then look at history of that account, what they've been posting. So she has a lot of work to do. You can't just throw things like that. Again, this is my humble opinion. I'm not an expert on this kind of things, but I would assume this is what they will have to, they will request of her, or Meghan will have to ask which account took over your account to say it's Meghan's account, and then prove how the history of that account, what they've been posting throughout whatever, you know, to say if it's pro Meghan or against Meghan or whatever. You can't just throw things like that. But anyway, that's my expertise. It stopped right now. I don't know anything else. But I learned something from Johnny Depp case though. That's what this means to me. Okay? Okay, 51. The suspension of her account, which is implied due to the statement about Meghan, in reality was a short freeze because of Samantha's endorsement of ivermectin. Others unknown and unknown to Samantha had created other accounts, and so, well, she's pretty much proving Bad Sentinel was right. Her account was suspended, but you can tell, whatever. Okay, other unknown and unbeknownst to Samantha had created other accounts in Samantha's name. She was not suspended because of the alleged misinformation that was spread about Meghan and attributed to Samantha's name and account. The implication of the statement said in the series produced and edited by Meghan through her own words and handpicked interviewees were incredibly damaging and dangerous. Yeah, to Meghan, they were dangerous. She proved it. There was a a video, a surveillance video of people coming at her front door in Canada. Alright, implication of the statement said, and the series produced and edited by Meghan through her own words and handpicked interviewees were incredibly damaging and dangerous. In this regard, the series falsely accused Samantha to be a member of a hate group which was about race and even used the N-word. The statements demonize Samantha. The series is a part of Vox for Meghan used to reach millions of people, many of whom use the series to cause the formation of their negative opinion of Samantha and began their own hate-filled smear campaign, which actually rose to the level of death threats against Samantha. It seems like she's writing Meghan's narrative for to the court. This is what Meghan should have been writing, telling the court what they doing to her. Okay, I don't know anything about that part. 53. Meghan and series intentionally and purposely deny the truth that a relationship exists between Samantha and Meghan, going so far as to deny the existence of a relationship between Samantha and Meghan since they were younger, living in the same home under their father's roof or adjacent to it. Where did adjacent to all of a sudden came? Under the same roof or adjacent to. Okay, let's leave that alone. That's something for her to prove. Okay, the series undermines Samantha. It both directly stated and implied that everything Samantha was saying or had said was a lie by a stranger attempting to take an unfair and dishonest effort to capitalize on Meghan's fame, and to do so by vaulting a false narrative to the public that Samantha was Meghan's half-sister and that they were close prior to Meghan's dating Prince Harry. 55. Meghan continued to participate in and perpetrate the lies around her family and upbringing, and when Meghan could have set the record straight, she did not. Instead, Meghan continued the hurtful lies being told about her sister Samantha, lies that have defamed Samantha and the negative fallout that therefrom occurred. You can't force Meghan to remember things, so she has to tell what she remembered. Harm was caused. Okay. 56. Meghan's prevarications were greatly injurious to Samantha because it caused a public reaction. Samantha lives in a small Florida city, Lakeland, where she is well known. Moreover, she is known because she is the sister of Meghan, who enjoyed great fame, wealth, and prestige. I didn't know her until she started talking to the tabloid, but okay. Meghan is a celebrity with a huge fan base, which include extremists. What? Extremists? Okay. Meghan began repeat over and over. This alone is a defamatory thing here. Extremists. What kind of extremists? To tell the truth? Extremists who wants the truth? Maybe that's what she's talking about. But okay, she needs to clarify what she means by extremists here. When Meghan repeated over and over the same false narrative of not knowing her sister and the two of them not being close, she instilled anger in her fan base against Samantha by a significant part of the population of Lakeland. Okay, but only the Lakeland, not worldwide? Okay, suddenly with Meghan's lies, emotionally connected fans turned against Samantha, believing that she was an imposter who was distant from her younger sister. Samantha was made out to be a greedy and dishonest opportunist.
So what she's saying doesn't add up.
Well, let's take, why don't we get her on next week? And for a rare interview.
We are not paying her $200 for an interview.
Samantha was made out to be a greedy and dishonest opportunist.
Well, she had the audacity to say that this whole business with Thomas Markle, Meghan's father, and her father, obviously, was down to media vultures. You know, we had made him stage the pictures. We had made him take a big check from paparazzi. We had made him basically sell out his own daughter's wedding. And I immediately went, I'm not having that. I'm sorry. No. And actually, especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle so she can truly cash in on this. So I just found myself saying, actually, when it comes to vultures, you're the vulture. And she is. And I'm afraid Meghan's family is littered with people who have been appalling.
when people believed that she had no relationship with her sister and that Samantha was attempting to cash in on her sister's success and fame. This, each time she mentioned that, I'm thinking of Piers Morgan saying that to one of those TV stations. All the false remarks in the Oprah Winfrey interview and Netflix series around Samantha were false, whether said directly by Meghan or others at her obedience, stated with full knowledge that the statement she was saying were false. So the Piers Morgan statement with, I believe, Access, one of those stations. So was it Meghan who told him to say those things?
Well, she had the audacity to say that this whole business with Thomas Markle, Meghan's father, and her father, obviously, was down to media vultures. You know, we had made him stage the pictures. We had made him take a big check from paparazzi. We had made him basically sell out his own daughter's wedding. And I immediately went, I'm not having that. I'm sorry. No. And actually, especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle so she can truly cash in on this. So I just found myself saying, actually, when it comes to vultures, you're the vulture. And she is. And I'm afraid Meghan's family is littered with people who have been appalling.
Because that was way before the Oprah interview, even before they got married. So I don't know. All the statements by Meghan were said with malice, and that she knew that they were false, and she also knew that they will cause harm to her older sister Samantha. You can't force the person to remember things. Moreover, the publicization of the defamatory statement in this case was on a worldwide scale by a celebrity, Meghan, by virtue of Samantha's relationship to her half-sister. The public took interest in Samantha. The false and malicious statement above caused substantial and irreparable prejudice. Very interesting. Irreparable prejudice, injury, and harm to Samantha. To Samantha's reputation, to a substantial, sizable, and appreciable part of Samantha's community, and caused her great anxiety and emotional distress. Really? And to even fly to the UK, try to knock at one of those palaces' gate. Okay. As a direct result of Meghan's false and defamatory statement and those which were not hers but which she published by her, Samantha received hateful emails and messages on a regular basis, and her reputation has been so damaged that she has been unable to work in her profession as a mental health counselor. When I first saw she was a mental health counselor, I was like, what? Are you really serious? A mental health? Wow. Okay, 63. I'm almost done. The dangerousness of the false narrative can be seen in the fact that Samantha sought and obtained an injunction for protection against stalking. Wow, in Polk County, Florida, against one of Meghan's overzealous friends. But that's not Meghan's fault. Nah, all predicate acts which were required to have been done, or the requirement has been waived. Okay, defamation. Count 1, defamation. Samantha avers the allegation in paragraph 1-64 above and incorporates them by reference as though they are fully restated in this count. Utilizing her power as the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan made, publish, and disseminate false statement about her own half-sister Samantha with the intent to spread the statement across the globe. As a consequence of the false and defamatory allegation and statement, Samantha was subject to incomprehensible amount of public scrutiny. She did some part on her own as well. Going to talk to all of those medias, is it Australia and the UK? And then you have Piers Morgan again saying stuff about her, about Samantha. But okay, on a regular basis, Samantha receives hate messages and suffers emotionally from the worldwide hatred, contempt, and ridicule that she is forced to endure. As described above, the statement made by Meghan were false, and at the time the statement were made, Meghan had actually acknowledged that these statements were false. Disregarding the truth and veracity of her statement, Meghan, as I'm reading this, because the judge had already dismissed some part already, and I'm thinking now she's forcing the judge to accept her truth. That's what it is here. Meghan has repeatedly and continuously published false and defamatory statements regarding Samantha. To this day, Meghan continued to contact the media. Really? In order to further spread these blatant lies across the globe. Okay, which media is that? I would like to know, because people haven't heard from Meghan. Okay, the false and defamatory statement have prejudice, harm, and injure Samantha's reputation, and she is exposed to hatred, ridicule, and contempt by the public daily. Moreover, because of the malicious statement, Samantha has also suffered injury to her occupation as a mental health counselor. The statement made by Meghan was a direct and proximate cause of Samantha's harm, and taken together have caused Samantha to suffer actual damage in the form of harm to occupation, as well as emotional and mental distress, including anxiety and fear due to threatening and violent email and messages she received on a regular basis from the public, and the permanent harm caused to her reputation and credibility. Wherefore, the plaintiff Samantha M. Markle asked this court grant a judgment for compensatory damages, punitive damage, costs, and such further other relief as this honorable court may deem just and proper. Count 2, defamatory implication. Okay, Samantha avers the allegation in paragraph 1 to 64 above and incorporate them by reference as though they are fully restated and discount. It is not just the word Meghan used, but also how she crafted her false narrative and caused damage to Samantha, not accomplished by direct statement about Samantha alone, but also in Meghan's juxtaposing of lies and fact, and the surgically precise omission of truth that, like the spider and the fly, with Meghan's false narrative and injures Samantha, encapsulating the unsuspected listener in the gossamer web of fiction spun by Meghan. Meghan went to great lengths to silence the truth by impregnating and damaging the character of Samantha, because Samantha knew the truth of Meghan's past. So what was it? Is it because Meghan doesn't remember she's hanging out with you? Oh my God. One can look at any one of the above statement from either the interview and the series and see how those statements damage and defame Samantha's character by the juxtaposition of Meghan's lies with fact to imply Samantha is a liar, untruthful, fame seeker, racist, only out of hurt Meghan to make unearned and unworthy name for herself. Meghan intentionally and knowingly omitted facts. Meghan's false statement create the defamatory implication that Samantha had no relationship whatsoever with her sister, that Samantha was creating a lucrative career selling false stories to the tabloid and television programs. I don't know, you tell me.
And I immediately went, I'm not having that, I'm sorry. No. And actually, especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle so she can truly cash in on this. So I just found myself saying, actually, when it comes to vultures, you're the vulture. And she is. And I'm afraid Meghan's family is littered with people who have been appalling.
Okay. Meghan engaged in such defamatory implication conducted knowingly, intentionally, and with actual malice, fully aware that she was doing such with the plan to damage, injure, and harm Samantha's reputation and credibility. She's making like the thing that Meghan was doing was to focus on Samantha, when in fact Meghan was trying to clear some of the tabloid nonsense. Let's continue. The defamatory by implication statement, in fact, severely damaged Samantha by prejudicing, harming, and injuring her reputation and credibility, and exposing her to hatred, ridicule, or contempt in her business, reputation, and occupation.
Especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle so she can truly cash in on this. So I just found myself saying, actually, when it comes to vultures, you're the vulture. And she is.
Or contempt in her business, reputation, and occupation.
We are not paying her $200 for an interview.
It just seems like this is what Meghan is going through. She's taking Meghan's pain and making her pain in this thing. That's what I see here. Okay, is that the last one? Yes. Okay. Samantha has suffered actual damages in the form of lost employment, lost income from sales of her autobiography, emotional and mental distress, including anxiety and fear due to the threatening and violent email and messages she received regularly, and harm to her reputation and credibility.
You are making people want to kill me. It's not just a tabloid. It's not just some story. You are making me scared. Right? And like that night, to be up and down in the middle of the night, looking down my hallway, like, are we safe? Are the doors locked? Is security on? Is everything? That's real. Are my babies safe? And you've created it for what?
Wherefore, Samantha M. Markle asked this court to enter a judgment for compensatory damages, punitive damages, costs for such further and other relief this honorable court may deem just and proper. Demand for trial by jury. Plaintiff Samantha Markle hereby demand a trial by jury on all issues so triable. Okay, so the judge already dismissed part of it. So let's see how that goes. Oh my goodness. Phew, let's read some of the comments. Dismissed with prejudice. It's pretty much, quote, why won't she be my sister, end quote. That's pretty much it. Anyone care to summarize? I don't want to read this. Let's see what some people say here. Okay, there's this. The plaintiff is upset because her half-sister refuses to acknowledge her as a sibling. That's pretty much that, yeah. Meghan said, we weren't besties, and that's a lie because we talk on the phone lots. Well, she didn't say exactly that, but she insinuated it, and she said bad things about the press, but everyone knows she meant me. Now everyone thinks I'm a liar and won't buy my book. That's pretty much it. I like that one. Let's see here. There are so many ridiculous statements stating with Meghan and the other daughter were very close during their childhood despite the 17-year age gap. They were never children at the same time. Samantha was married and had Ashley before Meghan was even 5. This is truly nuisance suit. Meghan has to file a response. Yeah, she has to. I don't know. Maybe the judge needs, I don't know. Should the judge respond first? Should the judge respond to that first? Then Meghan could do a response to that. But I don't know. I don't know all the legal steps. Okay, there are some lies in that pleading, which is why I look to see who signed the pleading as opposed to the proof of service. Then C1, maybe the signature is on a different form. Okay, it seems Meghan cannot decide what her illness is, muscular sclerosis. Okay, let's see here. Meghan knows and has known at all relevant time that her older sister Samantha suffered from muscular sclerosis, a debilitating disease exacerbated by stress. Nevertheless, she has not only made public statement vilifying and embarrassing Samantha, but she has encountered hatred of Samantha through a bad network which has caused great harm to Samantha. Okay, Samantha didn't ask permission to add Netflix claims, so those will likely be dismissed. That's what I'm thinking, because that was not part of the original thing. Okay, will be dismissed without prejudice, meaning she can file a new lawsuit. I expected more factual support from Samantha this time around, but it's more amateur hour word for such a high profile case. Yeah, this I was asking at the beginning. Okay, so they're gonna, this is the one of the my viewers put the meaning, what it means without prejudice, with prejudice. I forgot all of these things. If you've been watching some of my videos and you read some of the comment, it should have been whatever that video it was, it should have been all the way on top, because I penned it, that meaning. Okay, she's actually accusing Meghan of what she has done to Meghan. That's what I said. Yes, even her pain that she says she's experienced, I feel like this should have been Meghan's pain. Okay, cried the page turner. Stop after page 2. I have a better things to do. Okay, her book was out long before the documentary. I thought she was suing for loss of sales for defamation because of her book. How can this be allowed to be included? We shall see. Okay, it reads like a jealous half-sibling wanting recognition despite not having a relationship. Okay, just read the pleading. It's beyond hilarious. I've actually known lawyers who work for this firm. Interesting also, she's about to get dismissed again, this time with prejudice and request for attorney's fee. Meghan has ground to countersue for defamation and harassment. Wow. Okay, attorney at tweet. Okay, so she knows the thing here. Okay, attorney at tweet. Okay, she should, if she's an attorney, she should have put her information for people to know. Like some other people, when I don't know and I look, they give the information. So there she is here. Interesting also, she's about to get dismissed again, this time with prejudice. Okay, so this is where she cannot sue about that anymore. I'm assuming. I think that's the meaning. I'll put the screenshot of that. And request for attorney's fee. Meghan has ground to countersue for defamation, harassment, etc. And Meghan has a lot of, if Meghan decided to do that, which I don't think she will, because it's just time consuming, but she has proof, all those TV appearances she's done, and I'm sure her attorneys have videos of that, copies of that. British Empire still live in the mind of Samantha's lawyer. Let's see here. Okay, she put the part here. Meghan is an American actress who achieved success and fame in her own right. However, as fate had it, she met and ultimately married Prince Harry, grandson of Queen Elizabeth of the British Empire and second son of King Charles III. That's true. That was at the beginning. I wasn't thinking that way, but okay. This woman wrote a book titled How Is It She Even Allowed to Make This Claim? I hope Meghan's lawyer take the gloves off and bankrupt her. I don't know. I think Meghan is too compassionate, but if Meghan wants peace, get the monkey off her back, something needs to be done. Okay, I'm done with Samantha. I'm laughing at this. Okay, I need to do another video. Okay, so there's more comment. All right, there's more comment. Let's read from bottom up. Okay, it reads like fan fiction written by a 10-year-old. There's that. Okay, Prince Harry. I don't understand how it is a legal document. Generally, it feels like it was written by an offended child. I'm not gonna read it again. Well, that's 20 minutes. I'll never get back. South Park needs to do a skit on this. Okay, I've never laughed so much. It's hilarious. She doesn't need Meghan to shame and embarrass her. She's done a good job herself. There's the laugh. If this doesn't get dismissed, I'll eat my hat. Jesus wept. All right. I'm just going to be patient and watch her melting down when they will ask her to pay Meghan legal fees. Before that, I'm going to mind my business. So that's it. There's more. I need to do another video because there were some tweets that I came across. It's exactly 3:06 right now. Okay, so please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, so that's it. Let's go to the video number 2.
Vanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.